Chase, what is the importance for commercial property owners to protest their property taxes? Like, who all does this affect? There's obviously some properties are triple net; they pass the taxes on to the tenants. But how important is it that those clients still or those people still protest property taxes, even if they're not directly paying the taxes themselves?
Yeah, so the owner is going to affect your bottom line. Your property taxes are a huge expense for you every single year. You hit the point on triple net in tenants. Um, this is a situation where you are passing the tax burden down to your tenants. And if they can't afford just the taxes as part of the rent to stay there, they're not going to stay there, and that's going to eventually affect your income. So it's extremely important to protest every single year and try and keep that that annual expense in check. We have situations all the time where property owners are telling us, "Hey, this is a triple net lease, and my tenants can't afford to be here anymore, and um, even if they leave, I have to raise the rent for the next guy just to afford to stay here and keep them." And so it's a huge burden on the property owner. It could be a huge burden for the tenants. That's why it's so important every single year just to keep that value in check.
Yeah, I think like an interesting thing there from a property owner's perspective, you're thinking this isn't this doesn't touch me, it just affects them. But from a tenant's perspective, that's part of their lease number, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're evaluating their space and where they sign a lease based on the whole cost. And that's a piece of the cost that you as the property owner can control and make it more attractive to be in your building.
Right. And when you're paying, let's say, $25 a square foot in lease, and 20 of that is going just to the taxes, and that number keeps increasing year on year, the tenant really doesn't have an incentive anymore to stick around. It's getting too expensive for them. You think, okay, well, I'll just replace them with somebody else. That's going to take you months, right, to find the right tenant to work on the space and do tenant improvements for that new tenant. That's income lost to you. So it should be at the top of your mind of importance every single year to keep your property taxes in check, just to keep your business running.
That's one way to keep your relationship with that tenant healthy and to make sure that it lasts for a while is by helping them with that, facilitating that.
Yeah, and I mean, if you got unleased space, you're paying property taxes on that. If you got vacancy, you're not triple netting that out to anybody.
Right.
So
Yeah.
It affects your bottom line in multiple ways.
And if you're, estimating for your tenant at the beginning of the year, hey, we think the taxes are going to be this much based on the value that was just assessed, let's just say April 15th. This is the value. This is what taxes we think you're going to have to pay. And then to go back to them 3 months later and say, oh, Resolute actually knocked that value down substantially. Here's the reduced taxable amount. Is going to build a good relationship with your tenants, just to see that, you're on their side. You're trying to help them save money because you need them there.